Let's go out to area code 636. Please state your name and where you're calling from. You're on the phone with Tom Mesereau on Michael Jackson's birthday bash.
This is Thomas. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
This is very nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you as well, Tom. My question is, I agree with you that it is a money grab, but I don't understand the timing. Why is it like 5, 6 years after Michael died, are they coming forward now instead of like when during the actual criminal trial, when you testified for your case, or maybe just after the criminal case?
Well, as I said before, I think they went to some very, very good lawyers, and Grafstein is an excellent plaintiff's lawyer. But when I say plaintiffs, to those who don't know the profession, plaintiffs' lawyers are lawyers who represent people who are suing others to collect money. They went to these lawyers. The law has loosened up a lot in recent years to allow alleged victims of child molestation and child sexual abuse to make late claims. And the law has become much more flexible on these late claims, and you've seen a lot of this in the Catholic Church scandals, where people claim they were molested by priests and years later file claims. And the law is trying to accommodate, real victims of child abuse and child molestation who for many years lived in denial or just were afraid to come forward or embarrassed or had psychological barriers to coming forward. That's what the law has tried to accommodate. In my opinion, these two individuals are taking advantage of that, or trying to take advantage of that. Maybe a judge will throw the case out. I just don't know. But that seems to be the case. It just doesn't make a lot of sense that years after someone died, you can attack them and claim they did certain things when they're not even here to respond.
Totally agree with you. Let's go out to area code, let's go to New Jersey, I believe this is. 609, please state your name and where you're calling from. It's your turn. You're on Michael Jackson's birthday bash.
Would that be me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh, am I on the radio right now?
Yes, you are.
Geez. Hi,
your name?
Jordan. I've been listening the whole time on my phone. My name is Heather Francis. I'm from Central New Jersey.
Welcome.
Tom?
Yes?
Tom?
Yes.
Mike? It is an honor. I am honored to just speak with you guys right now. And, Terry, I guess we lost him earlier when he was on the line.
Right.
Oh, jeez, Jesus, I don't know what to say.
You're talking to a fellow New Jerseyite. Most of my upbringing was in Englewood, New Jersey.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I was born in New York, but raised partly in New York, but mostly in Englewood, New Jersey.
It's nice out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's really nice out there. Yeah, I live near the capital, Trenton. I live near there, but I'm further away. But I wanted to, first, you've heard it a million times, but I just wanted to say, Mr. Mesereau, thank you for everything you've done. I think I have read and watched every interview you ever done. Thanks to the Internet, I'm pretty sure I've seen just about all of them. You being on TV, I've heard, Jordan, I think I told you before, I've seen just about all of heard all your broadcasts. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just nervous.
Okay. You want to wish MJ anything on his birthday?
Oh, of course. I put some stuff up online. I have a candle lit, here at my house for him. Mr. Mesereau, and I hate going over it a million times, but do you have any idea why not so much the estate, but the family has not reached out to you for the current issues that are going on? Do you have any idea as to why?
Well, the estate is in charge of these matters. And as far as has anyone from the family talked to me, I'm not going to respond to that. I actually was approached by someone, and I think it's a confidential conversation. But the estate is really in charge of it. The trustee, John Branca, makes these decisions. John Branca and John McClain are the trustees. Trustees are given enormous powers by law, and decisions like what lawyer to hire and whether or not to settle, that will be squarely in Branca and McClain's lap. And they have not shown any interest in talking to me at all, and that's okay. That's their privilege. They can hire whatever lawyers they want and approach it any way they want. My problem with them is, as I said before, is what does it look like to the plaintiff's lawyer when the lawyers making these decisions are the ones who settled in the past? That just concerns me as a possible sign of weakness. And I don't see these lawyers, Branca, Weitzman, and the lawyers around them, I don't see them going to trial in this case. I think either a judge is going to throw it out or they're going to pay money. They may try to make it confidential as much as possible. But I think word would probably get out, and if word gets out, you're going to see other people jumping on the bandwagon. You know, supporters of Michael Jackson are suddenly going to claim they had repressed memory or, you know, lived in denial or shame and never came forward. And that's the dilemma that these cases pose. As I say, I hope a judge says they were filed too late, the evidence is too thin, I'm not letting them go forward. But that's the answer I can give you.
Okay, Robert Hilburn remembered Michael Jackson from the L.A. Times. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he said such kind words courtesy of Luna Joe that I did want to play it for you and him and the audience on his birthday. So let's listen to his words. This is briefly after the death, and I want to get your take on the other side. That's okay. Oh, well, that was very nice to hear on Michael Jackson's birthday. Tom, from the L.A. Times, Robert Hilburn, what was your take on what you just heard?
Well, I was very fascinated and very intrigued by a lot of the things he said. He clearly was a keen observer of Michael Jackson from his early years, and he really captured the genius and the enormous courage that a young Michael Jackson had to recognize his genius and recognize at a very early age that he had to break loose from people around him who were not allowing him to fully express the genius he had. Because I've always thought it must have been very courageous of Michael to kind of break loose at such an early age when he did. And he really captured the loneliness of Michael Jackson. And, you know, fame can make people lonely because they don't know if people are approaching them for good reasons or not. And Michael had tremendous fame very early, and I think he enjoyed the benefits of fame, but he paid a heavy price for it. Because, you know, I think the Michael that I met at his darkest hour was a Michael who was extremely distrustful of everybody. You know, he just didn't know who to trust. He didn't know how to trust lawyers, managers, agents, business people. And of course, you know, to be charged with these horrible allegations made him very suspicious about who was behind it and what people were trying to get from him. So I met him at a especially lonely and difficult time for him, and he was learning that a lot of people he thought would stand by him just ran away. And this man, in his long comment, really captured, you know, the genius, the courage, the individuality, the loneliness, and the tremendous accomplishment of Michael Jackson. What I don't think he hit on was Michael's enormous kindness and sensitivity to all living things, people, especially people in distress, children in the inner city, elderly people who were lonely and had no one to talk to, animals. He loved animals, loved caring for them. Enormous sensitivity, enormous kindness, enormous ability to give, an enormous desire to see people and others happy, because that made him happy. But nevertheless, that was a wonderful piece you just played. Now, I did not recall that there was that period of time when it looked like he wasn't going anywhere. I was not aware of that. My understanding is that you can really, you can certainly trace a historical line through Michael Jackson's life, and you'll see his genius constantly reaffirming itself and constantly breaking into other directions that only a genius like he could create. But I'm very intrigued by the piece. I'm very glad that you played it. And, you know, Jordan, you always seem to come up with very valuable stuff on Michael Jackson in these interviews, and I really appreciate it.
Well, that means a lot coming from you, and I appreciate that. But let's try a caller again. Let's go out to 208. Please state your name and where you're calling from. 208, it's your turn.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Nathan. I'm calling from Idaho.
Hi.
Good evening.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but Wade Robson has claims have become more graphic. I don't know if you've heard this, Tom.
I did hear it, and I did. I was sent copies of the legal documents. It's called Discovery, that his lawyers sent to the lawyers for the Michael Jackson estate. And yes, it would appear, based on those documents, that he's making extremely graphic and extremely disturbing comments about what he alleges Michael Jackson did to him. And I find it very offensive, very disturbing, and I don't believe any of it.
Well, it sounds a lot different than the other alleged victims.
Well, it's just, I think there are a lot of, I'm a lawyer myself, and although I specialize in criminal defense, I do get involved in civil cases on occasion. And my partner, Susan Yu, does a lot of sophisticated civil litigation and has gotten some tremendous results in civil litigation, I might add, as well as criminal defense. But I'm aware of the strategies lawyers use, and I think that Robson and Safechuck's lawyers want to send very graphic, very disturbing, very embarrassing allegations to the other side, and I think they want them to be public, and I think they want to just force the other side to pay money. They want the other side being the Michael Jackson estate, to conclude that it's hurting our business and we're better off paying a lot of money to end this thing. Just like was done with the Chandler settlement in 1993. I've always said that settlement was the worst decision ever made for Michael Jackson. It opened Pandora's box. It made many other greedy, manipulative, dishonest people say to themselves, why work when you can sue Michael Jackson and get millions of dollars in your pocket, at a young age?